Little bit on the pitch behind us. It's made things a bit wet, a little bit slick. So it's going to be a fast game. It's going to be a fast and interesting game, Matt.
It should be a fast game, and particularly in their second season here, that was much to Miami FC's benefit, losing only 3 league matches at home the entire NASL campaign. Coming into 2019 now, though, facing off against Oakland Roots, this is a club that has had trouble getting 3 points. Only 1 win in club history. Had a 1-year history, and that was in a friendly. Now, they have drawn against some excellent squads in the NISA West Coast competition. Into Miami, they want to get 3 points. How do you think that'll motivate them tonight?
I think they have all the motivation they need. This is a nice little trip for them. Like you said, they've not done spectacularly well on the field. Out in the West, off the field, they've done very well. So maybe coming out here, meeting a team that is a little bit more unfamiliar to them. And let's face it, it's Miami FC. You know, we haven't got 8 trophies for nothing. And it's always fun to come into someone else's backyard and knock off one of the big boys. When it comes to lower league soccer in the US, we are one of the big boys. Absolutely. So that will motivate them. That will motivate them.
It would be a heck of a scalp for Oakland if they can make this their first win here on the road. Now, Miami FC have, as always, it seems, always have higher motivations. And they have already booked themselves a spot in the Eastern Conference Championship. And we also know who they're going to play. And it's going to be Stumptown Athletic, a familiar face in this NISA Showcase fall season. How much do you think that knowledge, the fact that they know they've already got their spot booked and they know their opponent and they know it's going to be here at Ricardo Silva Stadium, how much do you think that might affect their motivation coming into this game and any sort of look ahead to the championship?
Miami FC and Paul Dalglish and this group of players want to win every game that they play. So there's no problem with the motivation, but maybe Paul Dalglish might want to experiment a little bit against a team that, you know, is an unusual, unknown quantity for them. A good chance for maybe some of the fringe players to get a workout if they can get on the field through a substitution and show what they can do. A couple of surprises in the starting lineup, a couple of players in there who can maybe force themselves into contention for that game against Stumptown on November the 9th.
Definitely interesting. I think seeing something we saw against Atlanta earlier this season where coach is getting some players in and seeing possible combinations heading into the really big game. Also, you noticed earlier before the broadcast, always a point of interest for us, Callum Chapman-Page back on the bench for Miami FC. That's always a good sight to see. Really, there's just so much to enjoy about this game, so much to enjoy about this squad heading into that Eastern Conference Championship and setting everything up for 2020, the full launch of NISA. It's going to be one heck of a time. And really, it's going to be fun. Tonight is the trick-or-treat night for the Miami FC.
I'm going to go down there with my bucket, and
yes,
you know, I've got a bit of a sweet tooth, so
we need some candy up here in the press box stat if anyone's able to respond to that. But we've got a lot coming up, so make sure to stick with us. Kickoff is just moments away. So as always, thank you for joining us on the Miami FC Broadcasting Network in partnership with Magic City Soccer. I'm Matthew Bunch, he's Lee Fens. We'll be back with you in just a couple of minutes with the teams, the rosters coming out for the national anthem. And so until then, again, thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
I heard you doing this.
A little shimmy. All right, so right, again, if you're just joining us, welcome to Ricardo Silva Stadium here at FIU, Florida International University. The anthem has been played. The walk-on, I should say, has occurred. Miami FC and Oakland Roots just moments away from kickoff. Some youth players look like they're out there on the field getting a chance to meet up with the players. They're leaving as well. But yeah, we are moments away from a highly anticipated match for Miami FC back at Ricardo Silva, Lee.
Yeah, it's great to be back here, and this is going to be a really interesting game. Oakland coming here, they don't really have anything to lose, so I think they can afford to be a little bit attacking maybe. A loss does nothing for them, so they may as well give it a go and get stuck in. But against Miami FC, you do have to be careful, and if you leave gaps, Miami FC will punish you. Some of the players that come the other way against you, Ariel Martinez, of course, can find a really good pass. Harrison Heath is in the starting lineup today, and he's been chomping at the bit to get back in the team. And then down the flanks as well, you've got to look out for Lloyd Sam. So yeah, I think Oakland have to go for it, but it's tricky. They've got to watch those transitions between defence and attack. They've got to get stuck in, but they've got to be really careful they don't leave themselves exposed. But Miami FC, sometimes they're slow starters, Matt. We've seen that before. I think sometimes that's by design. They like to come into the game slowly. But we'll have to wait and see. The teams are just going through the last pre-match formalities. Dylan Mara's down there with the captain for Oakland Roots. Oakland Roots are in a huddle down there. And then Miami FC, they look relaxed. Back home at Ricardo Silva Stadium, and I think they're just about to do their own... No, it's team photo time. Referees making their last little checks.
Okay, go check those nets. Spinning off all the way down to the nets. If Oakland are going to have a threat, it's likely going to come from Jack McInerney, who has 4 goals on the season. The leading goal scorer, actually their second leading goal scorer, not in the lineup, not with the team tonight. So McInerney will definitely be an area of focus for the Miami FC in terms of trying to limit Oakland's opportunities. You know what? In terms of whatever the result may be, this has to be the greatest matchup in American soccer, kit versus kit. These are 2 fantastic shirts these teams are wearing. This, I mean, just from an aesthetic standpoint, a lot to enjoy tonight here on the field at Ricardo Silva.
Yeah, there's nothing at stake really, but there's still a lot to play for, some pride to play for, and it's a nice evening here. We did have a downpour, like we said, on the pre-match before the game, and of course with the artificial surface, might make like a nice quick game, and it's going to be about how Oakland handled that as well. The ball's zipping around. Might have to do a little bit of chasing with Miami FC's passing. So we're about to get underway. I'm excited. I
think everything about this match, Lee, really aligns with what the name of this competition is this fall season. The NISA Showcase. I think this is a showcase. We know Miami FC is heading for the Eastern Final. We know Oakland is. These teams are playing for pride. These teams are playing to put on a show for fans, both on the East Coast here live and on the West Coast who may be watching us there. And if you are, thank you. But I think this is going to be a show. I think it's going to be fun, and it's a really nice build-up to the East and West Championships coming in a couple weeks.
And we are underway here. Harrison Heath kicks off. Griffiths to Martinez, and an early touch for the little Magic City magician. And it comes to Granito on the right-hand side. Looks like Granito has been shifted out to the right to accommodate Heath in the middle, and Heath with a wonderful ball.
Beautiful ball. Over
to Lloyd Sam on the left-hand side. Sam checks inside, looking for the cross. And that's good defending, great defending there by Oakland Roots.
Nice display early on for Miami FC, really moving the ball around the field.
Yeah, we know they can keep the ball well. Another touch for Lloyd Sam here.
That's on.
And he's still going in the area. And a little bit of confusion, and Oakland Roots just have to hack it away, but only as far as Brian James. James takes a shot, comes out to Franco on the side. Franco to Granito. Granito goes inside to Harrison Heath. Well, Miami FC have got their tails up early on here, and a free kick in a very dangerous part of the field. It looks like Martinez is okay. He's going to get up quite quickly.
Referee's having a bit of conversation.
And I think it's just communication now between the goalkeeper and his players to see how many players he wants to put in the ball. As usual, a little committee meeting over the ball. Martinez, Mahrez and Granito
So
all
many
of them can hit
dangerous
it.
strikers of the ball in this Miami FC squad. That left foot of Ariel Martinez, always a magic maker. Dylan Mara is always capable of putting it away from 20 yards, from 25 yards. It's fun to have those kind of options if you're Paul Dalglish.
Yeah, it's the same thing. He's not the biggest keeper, is he? Martinez does strike it. Oh, and that's a wonderful save by the goalkeeper. I was just making a not entirely fair comment about his size, but he did well to spring up, read that perfectly, and that is wonderful play by the starting goalkeeper for the Roots today. That's Kevin Gonzalez.
Yeah, that was an excellent strike and an even better save. It took an excellent save to keep that from at least hitting the bar. It looked like that was heading for goal. So Miami FC with the short corner, now playing it out at the top of the box, and we have a turnover and an opportunity here for Oakland Roots. A lot of space down that left-hand side.
Yeah, that was a great ball out to...
that is McInerney there. And another great ball to the middle, just a bit short, but how audacious. What an excellent ball in by Jack McInerney.
Yeah, that was a couple of wonderful passes, and that is often the way to get in and around Miami FC, is to play the quick counter. It was a mistake by Tommy Granito, and then a couple of wonderful balls, and it was Harrison Heath back there doing the defending.
That better be a bit of a wake-up call for Miami FC on offense. When they're trying to press and attack, they've got to be a little bit aware that that ball in 2 or 3 passes could be right in front of Mark Pace.
Here's the captain, Dylan Mares, loops the ball over, looking for Miguel Gonzalez, and another touch for the the other Gonzalez on the field, isn't it? In the goal? Yes, it is. A couple of Gonzalez's on the field for us tonight. Maybe we'll call the Oakland Roots goalkeeper KG.
Well, what about Eric Gonzalez, the defensive player for Oakland?
We'll go with that. KG, EG, and MG. And Lloyd Sound wins that ball and keeps it in play.
Well done to keep possession there and not let it go out of bounds.
Oh, lovely skill by Dylan. Goes inside for Miguel. Miguel looks up, looking for his options. Back to Harrison Heath. They're going to spread over to the right-hand side. Franco is free. Try to play it through the middle. Nothing doing there. Lovely ball by Heath out to Lloyd Sam again. Taking their time. Roots just keeping Miami FC at arm's length. They have got back into position very well, and another good touch. I think that was Jackson at the back there. Touch for Franco, coming back into first team contention. One of those players who will be looking to force their way into the final game on November the 9th.
Miami FC very early on working that left-hand side, really trusting Lloyd Sam to get up and make something happen.
Granito was in the right place at the right time there. I love these Oakland Roots jerseys, but from a distance, not easy to read the numbers.
This is true.
I'm sure, but they look fantastic up close. That's where the short numbers come in useful sometimes. But I need to go to the optometrist to get my eyes tested. Maybe that's the issue. That's a nice through ball, but Dylan Mares can't control it. Well, this would be interesting if Oakland can maybe know they're going to go direct again, trying to spin it over to the left-hand side. I think that is number 23 down there. Satoshi Chaffin, I think. Is it a 23?
Actually, that ball was on to 28, Eric Gonzalez, and he wanted a deflection out off of Miami FC, didn't get it, and that's going to be a foul. A little bit of a conversation. Let me help the guy back up, see I'm a good guy here, don't give me the card, ref.
It was Guzman there, I think it was, with a foul. But referee keeps his cards in his pocket, and we're underway again. Brian James moves into the Oakland half, slips a ball for Lloyd Sam, but he just can't get there.
That looked like it was going to be stopped, and then that looked like Lloyd Sam was going to get to it, and that ball just kept on running. Lee, you mentioned in the build-up the turf instead of natural grass and what effect the rain might have had on the turf, and we might be seeing it right there.
Who's going to get to that ball? Marco Franco gets to that ball. Miguel Gonzalez is there to help him out. Ariel Martinez. Will he go back to Granito? No, he wants to take 3 players on. And he beats 3 players. Spreads it out to Marco Franco. Great delivery from Franco! And that was last-ditch defending by the number 4 at the back, Nadir Gantus. And it will be a corner kick for Miami FC.
Miami FC, they're really the first time down the right-hand side with any success, and that nearly got all the way in. A really aggressive Miami FC we're seeing here in the first few minutes, coming out very strong, trying to set the tone here.
Martinez will take the corner kick. There's a huge scrum around the keeper, KG, in the Oakland Roots goal. Mara's offering the short option. Don't think he's going to take that. I think Martinez will try and whip this in. This looks like something they've been working on. Decent delivery. Good goalkeeping by KG in the Oakland Roots goal.
Good, confident play there. There's a massive humanity right around him. And didn't have any hesitation. Came right out and snatched it right up.
A long ball, and I think that's 11. Dylan Otran. And he tries to chip it over Marco Franco there. Franco did well to read that ball. Long to Dylan Maras. And it comes to Granito. Again, there's a little bit of space behind the defense. Quite a high line from Oakland Roots there. And I think they may be trying to compress Miami FC into a smaller space so they can't play their trademark passing game.
That's a dangerous game, though.
Well, it is a dangerous game, but they're playing with a back four and well, actually, is it more of a back five? But playing with the back five and playing with it quite high, it gives you that flexibility because the two fullbacks can push up a little bit. The three centre backs can sort of move around the pitch. Seems to be working out for them okay at the moment with just about 8 minutes gone in this game.
Yeah, at some point, I guess you gotta give a little to get a little. They have a plan in mind. That plan clearly does have a vulnerability to it, but if you can stay compact and stay organized at the back, should kind of minimize any threat that Miami FC may be able to put together.
Looking for Franco there, won't reach him. And there's Granito. Yeah, it's like the Roots are sort of sacrificing the width to contain Miami FC's width almost, because we know they do like to get the fullbacks down the flanks. So this is a good game plan by the Roots so far, and they've won the ball in midfield here. And a chance to play it out. That's a great ball if you can find him. He can't quite find Eric Gonzalez. Good tracking
by Franco getting back.
But this is the key. If you come forward, you can leave gaps. Lloyd Sam down the left-hand side again. Sam looks up, tries to beat his man. Once, twice, slips over, keeps going, and does keep it going to Dylan Maras. Maras floats it over, no one there at the back post. Granito lurking, but they couldn't find him.
Fans, we want to let you know you don't ever have to be without your Miami FC. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Miami FC. Join the conversation, get access to exclusive offers and promotions, and be the first to know all of the latest news and information. Follow your Miami FC now.
Oakland choosing to go with the shorter goal kicks that are now allowed. It does come out here to Eric Gonzalez on the left-hand side again. And this is better from Oakland Roots, finding a little foothold in Miami territory. Choosing to just shuffle it sideways. Miami FC got back into position really well. And you have to do a little bit better to beat the two centre-backs from Miami FC. It was not really the right idea, but Oakland Roots enjoying some possession here.
I feel like this is really their first stretch of possession where they can kind of take a breath. When they've been getting the ball, they've been going right at it, and then whenever Miami FC gets the ball, as they want to do, they go right at it. So there hasn't been this kind of bit of a breath, bit of a moment where you can organize and plan, and I think we're seeing Oakland try to make the most of that now.
Well, he's got options here. Oh, he just tried to link the ball through to the right winger there. Well, he may get it on a mistake from Dylan Maras, and he does.
Not a phrase we use very often, mistake from Dylan Maras.
It's not a phrase we use very often, is it? And this is what Miami FC do so well, just not hacking it away in a panicky frame of mind, just working the ball out patiently. They all know where their teammates are going to be, and Ariel Martinez pulling off onto the right wing. Great run. Takes his marker on and beats him into the area, across the area, into Miguel Gonzalez, and it's a goal for Miami FC. Wonderful play on the right wing by Ariel Martinez. Gonzalez finishes it off. Miami FC 1, Oakland Roots 0.
Lee, Ariel Martinez is feeling himself right now. So far in this game, he has been supremely confident, taking on all comers. He brings that ball into the box so calmly, just rolls it across, finds the man. Gonzalez able to tuck it in the back of the net. It's a 1-0 lead for Miami FC.
Yeah, that was fantastic play by Ariel. And it was a wonderful ball to set him free. I'll have to have another look at the replay to see who set him off down that right-hand side. I think it was Harrison Heath. We call it the hockey assist over here. But yeah, it's a shame because Oakland Roots were just starting to get into the game. But that is what happens when you play at Miami FC. You leave that, they left that gap down the right-hand side and they were punished for it.
Yeah, that was just that was excellent play, and that's what an Ariel Martinez can do. He does it over and over and over again. He'll either take a shot on himself or take on anyone he faces confidently, knowing that he can make magic happen.
Well, it's all about how they respond to this goal now, I think, Matt. And I think they need to just grab hold of this ball, be a little bit patient. This is good soccer. You're down a goal already. There's no need to rush it.
Yeah, I think you're seeing here a deliberate Oakland Roots now. Again, that previous bit of possession, they were deliberate. That was an aggressive challenge, and that's likely maybe going to be...
It's a stern talking to, Matt, but no more than that. And the sheriff, Lance Roseboom, charging out to claim the ball and a foul. Back underway. Lloyd Sam on the ball. And I think Miguel Gonzalez, he really enjoyed that goal, even though it was a simple finish. But he's not been on fire recently. And I think that he's been rewarded with a start here. And he's paid Paul Dalglish back. Here goes Marco Franco down the right-hand side. Franco across the face of goal. KG is there, dives on the ball. And will slow everything down. Can't be much fun to dive around on turf. I don't know. When I used to play, I didn't mind diving around on grass, but on turf, it doesn't sound like it doesn't feel like it's a fun thing to do. Here are Oakland Roots.
Bit of a careless back pass there, leading to some more Miami FC possession. Again, Oakland now very deliberate. I think they're a bit shell shocked after giving up that first goal. They really had some nice bits of play that they had strung together, but Miami FC, I think fair that they were up 1-0 at this point, and Oakland just kind of trying to reorganize, regather, and try to find an equalizer.
Christian, I think that goes down the middle. And a little bit of space on the right-hand side for the Roots here. If they can capitalize on it, there's bodies moving into the area, and that's a poor ball, and also not a great ball by Harrison Heath. Brenton Griffiths there will take over. Brian James and Lloyd Sam will sort business out. But Lloyd Sam very uncharacteristically wastes possession there. Quick throw in by the Roots. And we're back underway. Well, nice ball through the middle. A lovely little touch. Roseboom is there again. And a goal for Oakland Roots now to get back into the game would be very good for them. Roseboom with the long ball forward, looking for Dylan Mahrez, and that was a great intervention over on the left-hand side by the number 2, David Chavez for Oakland Roots.
I tell you what, Lee, another player that really looks out for it tonight is Lloyd Sam. He looks very confident, both back in defense and coming up in attack. Seems everything he does, he's doing it with the proper bit of patience, the proper bit of control. Really fun to watch out of the experienced veteran for Miami FC. Granito now moving it down the right-hand side, sending that ball in, hoping to find Ariel. It's deflected out of play. That'll be another Miami FC corner kick, another opportunity for them to expand their lead. Nadir Gantos there with the just little bit of deflection out to give Miami FC the corner.
Well, they're piling on the corners, so it's going to be another corner for Dylan Mahrez over on the far side of the field. And this time there's no crowd around Gonzalez in the Roots goal. Everyone instead choosing to congregate on the penalty spot. Decent delivery. And that's good defending. The goalkeeper had it covered. I think it was Gantus again who was back there with a header.
Looks like Miguel Gonzalez is going to defer to Tomas Granito on the throw in there, Lee. Again, Miami FC on those corners can be another opportunity for them to be quite dangerous.
Well, Granito to Miguel Gonzalez, and it goes out for another throw-in. Franco to Harrison Heath. Heath, he just misses Martinez, but Lloyd Sam is there backing him up. Martinez out to Dylan Mares. Back to Martinez. And again, just choosing to keep possession, the orange and blue. Los Playeros moving forward. Miguel Gonzalez. Granito's there to help him out. Good discipline from Roots to get back into position, and they're forcing Miami to just play it sideways and backwards.
You can definitely see a sort of, it's like two fighters in kind of the middle of a round. There's a move and a counter move, and it's coming very quickly. Neither team really overcommitting, overcompensating for anything. It seems pretty well organized on both sides at this point.
Yeah, 1-0, a fair reflection of this game so far. 17 minutes in? And it's settling into a rhythm. Both teams enjoying some possession. Miami FC enjoying slightly more of it. But we have seen them, especially in this fall NISA showcase, we have seen them give up the odd goal. But when you come and play Miami FC, you know you need to score 1 or 2 at least to stay in the game. And Atlanta SC are the ones who show that roadmap best. Now here comes Miami FC. He's going to get on. I don't think he's going to get a free kick for that.
Referee says play on.
I think that's probably the right decision.
A little bit too much air under that pass. Miami FC now might have an opportunity to counter, but don't they? Oh, no, here's an opportunity down the left. That's onside.
Ball, and he's onside. Dylan Mares, great save by Kevin Gonzalez. And one of the other Gonzalez on the field, Miguel Gonzalez, will get possession. Back to Lloyd Sam, back to Gonzalez.
Kevin Gonzalez is going to have a bruise tomorrow, Lee, because that was a rocket.
Well, he might have a few bruises, but even on the first 18 minutes, you can already have his head held up high on this performance so far, because he's keeping his team in it with a couple of good saves. So Hines on the left played it into Christian in the centre of defence. And this is not necessarily a bad decision from the Roots to just slow down the play and wait for that opening. An opening is going to come for them at some point. They've already had a couple of early chances.
Nice aggressive play there out of Tomas Granito to get that ball back in possession.
Interesting midfield battle going on here.
I do feel like that goal might have settled Oakland down a little bit in terms of their ability to hold on to the ball. Obviously, they would rather have not given up the goal and settled down, but their early efforts were aggressive, were forward-thinking, trying to get the ball in the box quickly. They now seem much more content to pass the ball around, look for an opportunity, look for an opening, and wait. Let the game come to them a little bit, which is probably a good strategy.
That's a good-looking ball by Christian out to the right-hand side. They couldn't make it count. Wild lash at the ball, just swung his leg at it.
Yeah, that ball didn't even get to the goal line. That's
I think the referee will have to stop it here with 2 balls in the field. No, he's not going to stop it. We play on.
Play on.
This is better for Roots. A little bit of territory. That's what they need, the men in white. He's looking for an option. There's no movement. There's no movement for Oakland Roots. And I think it was
There's a runner right there, and that's onside. Ariel Martinez looking into the box, finding a man there. Oh, just a bit far. Again, going to try Dylan Mares here. Again, going to try to send it in, looking for someone. Top of the box, Tomas Granito. Nope, not going to happen, and that's going to be a foul.
Well, he went for an acrobatic finish, but it was all for nothing. Yeah, I think that would be the frustrating thing for me if I was Coach Paul Bravo, is there's not a lot of movement in front of the defensive players when they have the ball. And it's all very well playing the ball into feet constantly, but yeah, they need to mix it up a little bit. They need a little bit more movement, I think, to capitalize when they have the ball. Sprayed out wide from one Gonzalez to another. Captain Jack is there, but he can't keep it in play. Well, it's going to be a throw-in for Roots, actually. If he's not called Captain Jack, he should be.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of natural, I think.
That name writes itself. And again, Gonzalez has to go back to his defense. Christian plays it over to his other central defender. I think Roots need that one player who was going to demand the ball the whole time. You know, Miami FC have that kind of guy in Ariel Martinez. But at least they've enjoyed a spell of possession, and that's a start. Just forcing the ball forward too quickly. Here is Lloyd Sam, moves away from one man. Has Dylan Mahrez in support. Mahrez plays it straight back in for Lloyd Sam. Busting a gut to get into the area is Ariel Martinez, but he tries to pull it back for Miguel Gonzalez. Can't get through to him. And a chance again. Well, nice little move, but I think that was a number 11, Dylan Otran. The Roots want to keep the ball moving. No foul, says the ref. I agree with him.
Clean to me.
This is better. Guzman. Nice little touch. Can he get away from Granito? Well, that one's going to be a free kick.
Sure will. Fans, gear up for the season at the official online team store of your Miami FC. Purchase home and away team jerseys, t-shirts, caps, scarves, and a variety of styles and options for men, women, and children. Just go to store.miamifc.com. That's store.miamifc.com.
Griffiths charged in, and there's a little gap opened up here. But it will come out to Miami FC. Here's Ariel Martinez, slips it to Dylan, and that is great defending by Gantus at the back. Nadir Gantus with an excellent intervention there for Oakland Roots. Wild challenge, and this is going to be the first card of the game. Surely, referee.
He's already reached for the pocket. Yeah.
He's doing that thing where he's walking away, and that never, ever, ever works.
Come back.
You can walk all the way back to the 6-yard box, mate. He's still going to give you the card.
Yeah, that was an instant decision by the head official tonight. He went immediately to the back pocket after that foul.
We have the first yellow card of the game. 23 minutes in. And that might be a key for the Roots to get into this game, is to go a little bit more physical. I mean, you could be physical without crossing a line, and some of the teams that have done well against Miami FC have done that. Gonzalez moves forward. Ariel Martinez in support. Back to Gonzalez. Might have to do it all himself. Arriving is Dylan Mahrez. Spreads it for Lloyd Sam. Checks back onto his right foot. Miguel Gonzalez straight at the goalkeeper. Gonzalez racks up another save for his stats for the night.
Miguel Gonzalez is going to feel bad about that one later tonight. I feel like that's a one-on-one open header. Put it right in the goalie's chest. Sometimes there's not much you can do to control it once you get in there and get set up. But, man, I would bet he wishes he has another chance at that one.
Well, here comes Granito.
Just puts it out easily, does Kevin Gonzalez. Granito kind of staring him in the face with a bit of a challenge. Marco Franco has that throw-in. Gonzalez and Franco going back and forth now. Harrison Heath trying to control it, and does. Bit of a push. Ref will call it, so it'll be a free kick for Miami FC from a bit of a dangerous position.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of those situations where you want to float it in. A bit too far out, although Thomas Granito will be thinking, well, it's not too far out for me. I wonder which way the wind is going. There's no flight. Well, there's actually not really much wind in the air tonight.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Looks like Heath might be taking this one, although Granito is lined up right behind him. Miami FC still kind of repositioning themselves. Two-man wall.
Yeah, this will be going in towards the far side of the penalty area. The referee is going to have to make sure the players are the distance.
Step back, gentlemen. The magic spray has
decreed. You got to get back by the ant killer. That's what it's there for.
I also like that decision.
Terrible delivery from Harrison Heath, and after all that, it comes to nothing.
Bit low, bit low. I love the decision by Oakland Roots there. The line forced the wall back about a foot, and the second man just dropped off. I was like, nope, it's not for me anymore.
Sam again down the left-hand side.
Miami FC has been very sharp on these little short passes, kind of these little interconnecting passes. The long balls have been good too, but it's really in those tight corners when you're trying to pass around a defender, it can be so hard to connect, and they've generally done a pretty good job tonight, like that one right there. Although there will be a foul called, it'll be Oakland Roots with free kick.
Here we go again. Oakland Roots. Can they find a little territory, a little foothold in the Miami FC half and make something happen? We've seen flashes of it, but they've not been in there on a consistent basis, and that's what it's going to take to get into this game. Get the game back level. Grow some roots in this fixture. Good feed from the keeper too, and Hines flicks it on for Gonzalez. Gonzalez, he just loses out, and it will be a Roots throw. Franco must have put that one out.
You know, Lee, in the last few minutes, it does appear that Oakland has almost retreated a little bit. When they're having possession, they're really holding it in their own end, looking more for maybe a longer opportunity into Miami FC's territory. But kind of, you don't want to say regressing, but they seem to be more confident in the midfield just a couple of minutes ago. And there's a long ball over the top that will connect, it looks like.
Lovely ball. And can he take on Lloyd Sam? He chooses to come inside. He has support. And again, just trying to work it through the middle, but that's where all the congestion is. Orange and blue jerseys around the D of the penalty area. And they do spread it all the way out wide. I think that is Gonzalez down there. Good delivery. Great header, and it's just over the bar. Mark Pace probably had that covered. First time I've had to say Mark Pace's name all night after 28 minutes. But that was great. That was better football by Roots, Matt. That was a little bit more positive and just, you know, spreading the play out. Miami FC like to collapse onto the 18-yard line. So if you can spread the play out wide, then you get chances like that. And with a better header, we might be talking about 1-1. And
it's very difficult against Miami FC to pass your way with short passes to those deep wing positions where you can really send in a threatening ball. And that's what Oakland has been trying to do, and maybe a bit of a change of style for them, really looking now for the longer aerial ball down those far wing positions.
Miami FC just make passing the ball look so easy. I say that, and Thomas Granito hammers a ball straight to KG in the Roots goal. But, I mean, overall, the way they get the ball down, Matt, and just move it around the field, it's like they're playing pass the parcel at a children's birthday party, you know what I mean? Maybe that's a British reference and no one else will get it. But it's just, they make the game look so easy. And it's a simple game, but it is by no means an easy game to play.
Yeah, it seems when they want the ball to go somewhere, it usually gets there. You know, they will try the kind of pass we just saw, those deep passes that are a bit more ambitious. But if it's a short or medium pass, it's very rare that Miami FC doesn't connect on it.
And you can see that just when you get hurried into a pass like Gonzalez, Eric Gonzalez was there for the Roots. That's when you give the ball away. When you give the ball away to Miami FC, it can sometimes take a little while to get it back. Mark Pace, I don't know, he must have something in his water bottle to keep him awake in these games sometimes. And that's no disrespect to Oakland Roots. It's just, you know, it's difficult for him as Miguel Gonzalez comes forward here with lots of room. Players arriving in support as well. Gonzalez goes it alone into the side netting. Yeah, he's got to stay alert for the whole game. And it's just, again, a symptom of Miami FC playing possession football. That you told me he had that header covered not so long ago. It's difficult sometimes to stay alert when you're not always moving. He does a good job with that, Mark Pace.
Good job there keeping that ball under control. That looked like it was heading straight out of bounds for Oakland Roots.
Here comes Harrison Heath.
That was a great ball into Heath.
Ref
Advantage Miami FC.
To the Morris Ghosts past one player because it is Halloween. And he's still hunting for it. No, that's going to be, I think he's offside, is it? No? I don't know what that's for.
I think that might be a foul of some sort.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that maybe it was a little...
Mara's 2 times now really just putting his foot through that ball on a shot, and Kevin Gonzalez there to respond.
Well, here we are, Miami FC 1, Oakland Roots 0. 31 minutes gone. There's still a way back into the game, and is this going to be it for Oakland Roots? That was bravery there by Captain Jack, and he lost out to Franco, and he wants a free kick, and I think that's kind of wishful thinking.
Yeah, McInerney only now getting up. He really wanted that call, and the referee immediately waved to play on. Didn't look like some physical play, but didn't look like too much in it.
Again, trying to slip the ball through there, one of those trademark through balls, but the runner didn't read it.
I think if Ariel had kept running, he would have been offside, so it was kind of a lose-lose there for Miami FC.
Christopher Christian playing in Kennery, back to Hines. Hines back to Christian. Over to Gantus. Plays it forward. That's a good ball. I think that's Otran on the ball. Does well to retain the possession there. And Gantus will go all the way back to his goalkeeper. More relaxed touch there for KG. He's had a lot of time on the ball, the number 13 for the Roots Christian, and he sort of likes to direct a bit of traffic, but I get the feeling he's not been happy with, again, the movement he's seen in front of him tonight. Long ball forward, and that is actually a very good long ball forward.
Yes.
If he's onside, there's half a chance here. He's had to move down into the right channel. Brian James in close attention. Otran on the ball here. Oh, lovely bit of skill, and doesn't get the free kick. I think that was probably the right decision. And coming back the other way is Lloyd Sam. Sam has Ariel Martinez. Martinez is offside.
He is offside, yeah. That was that would have been real exciting. That was a good one-on-one opportunity. He was just a tiny bit offside, but the fourth official was there very quickly and confident putting that flag up, and Miami FC lose that opportunity. Again, Oakland just want to make sure they can hold on to possession here. Got a little bit more than 10 minutes before the end of the half here, Lee, and you don't want to go in the locker room down 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, it was a shame they conceded the goal relatively early on, but they've done well to keep it to 1-0. And hey, so it's a one-goal game. You score one goal, you're back in it.
That's another offside flag for Miami FC. Didn't see any of them. Saw 2 in about 90 seconds. Fans, we want to let you know you can cheer on your Miami FC as they pursue a 9th trophy in 4 years. We will host the NISA East Coast Championship at Ricardo Silva Stadium right here on November 9th. Get your tickets starting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Again, it'll be Miami FC versus Stumptown Athletic. Saturday, November 9th, 7 p.m., Ricardo Silva Stadium.
If you have a chance, check out that Stumptown winning goal. It was a real last gasp, thrilling winner goal by Stumptown. It was 2-2, and it was an injury time winner to send them into the final. I think they needed all 3 points to go into the final, but to win the game, great for Stumptown, and be good to welcome them back down here to the Ricardo Silva Stadium.
Yeah, I think Stumptown, I mean, obviously winning the East Coast Championship and earning a place in the NISA playoffs next year, such a prized possession, but just the fact that they came so close to, that's going to be offside.
Yeah, it's offside. Pace was off his line well.
Yes.
But it was the right idea to slip that ball through, and again, a gap did open up there. And well, the Roots have shown that they can exploit those gaps. But on that occasion, it came to nothing.
But yeah, so for Stumptown to be able to come back down to Miami again and get another crack in Miami FC, they came really close to getting a really good result out of their game against Miami earlier this fall season. I think they'll be champing at the bit to get another opportunity.
Well, again, they know a bit about coming down here to play Miami FC, and I think that win against Atlanta will give them confidence. And I'm sure they're watching this game with interest and a chance to come down here to this stadium. Decent turnout here tonight as well. Come for the football and come for the Halloween candy. Spread out wide to Franco on the right-hand side. Franco comes inside to Dylan Mahrez. Again, Roots have fallen back into position really well. Brian James looking for
turn.
Miguel Gonzalez. Miguel Gonzalez applies to finish. Wonderful soccer by Miami FC. Brian James to Miguel Gonzalez. Miami FC 2, Oakland Roots 0.
Miguel Gonzalez, give yourself a pat on the back. We take a look at the replay here. Just snuck right through with a tiny turn. A really controlled finish, not overpowering it, not blasting it, just enough pace on it, past the keeper, putting Miami FC up top here. And Lee, you just said if you're Oakland, I just said, we just said if you're Oakland, you don't want to be down 2-0 going into halftime. And now, unless they do something in the next few minutes, that's exactly where they'll be.
Yeah, I think they now have to concentrate on getting it 2-0, but forwards feed off that confidence. And, you know, he scored one goal. He had that free header, didn't put it in, but that chance was all about a striker and his confidence. Lovely little turn on the edge of the area, and he's just placed it past Gonzalez. Nothing Gonzalez in the Oakland Roots net could do about it.
Lee, you had mentioned, Gonzalez, a little bit of a dry spell, a little bit of a rough patch these last few weeks, but we know the kind of goal-scoring ability that he has when he was just absolutely pasting in PSL competition earlier this year. So, getting one under his belt, it's no surprise he's coming back and getting another, because that's the kind of player he is. When he finds goal, he usually keeps on finding goal. If you're Oakland Roots, you want to keep an eye on him because he'll probably be shooting for a hat trick in the second half.
I was about to say, he's going to be thinking now, hat trick, hat trick, hat trick. He could already have had a hat trick.
Yes.
And here comes Tommy Granito carving through the defense. Ariel Martinez. But also he's going to look over at the bench and see a player of Mo Chow's caliber on there. And he's thinking, I probably won't have the whole game to get this hat trick.
Yeah, he's got to move and move quick because, we've seen this before at Miami FC. The first goal might be a little bit slow to get. The second goal might be a little hard to get, a little slow to get. But once you get up to 3, they usually start coming much quicker.
Martinez, Dylan Mahrez. And that's going to be a free kick. Nope. Referee says, get up, son. Lloyd Sam, though, wins the ball back on the edge of the area. Plays it into Ariel Martinez, and he's just put too much sauce on that one.
You can see the change in Miami FC's mentality after that second goal. They sense blood in the water. I think they want 3 before halftime.
Miami FC are absolutely ruthless. They're like a machine. But here come Oakland Roots. A chance maybe to get 1 goal back. Roseboom in close attention down there. This is a little better spell. Here's Guzman. Can he thread it through? Oh, Gonzalez was all lost at sea there and got away with it. And another chance for Oakland Roots. Go on, have a shot, son. They're just trying to play it through the middle. It's trying to walk it into the back of the net.
Yep.
I think at some point when you get into that sort of range, just have a go. And then the ball goes, well, it's not going to go out. Mark Pace will get there, but the spell of pressure has gone. But that was better from Oakland. And
credit to, a moment of credit, they usually don't get much praise, but Juliano Suarez, the referee tonight, I think really doing a good job of, there's some little bits of contact here and there, but he's being very deliberate in what he's calling a foul and what he's not. And I don't think it's really affected play as Miami FC in here, a little bit of space down the left-hand side, looking for an opportunity in the box, walking it in, time, patience, knocked out of bounds by, not knocked out of bounds by
good
the
defending
defender. Yeah, that was excellent. Well
I think
done.
That was Gantus again, yeah, he's done well. Well, 5 minutes and the change added on at the end of this first half left to go. Miami FC leading 2-0. Tommy Granito in possession, inside to Ariel Martinez. when they lose out here. Chance to spring a counter. I think that's Otran, and he's done splendidly well. Kinnery inside now. A little bit of space opening up for Oakland Roots. Has he shown too much of that ball? No, he hasn't. Guzman has space. Goes for goal, and it's more trouble to the beer garden than the goal. But you've got to be positive, and you know, one time you might spin it off towards the corner flag, the other time it might thunder into the top corner, and sometimes you have to buy the ticket if you want to win the lottery.
That was a nice bit of passing there by Oakland. Aggressive passing, passing that's looking for an opportunity, and obviously the shot at the end didn't really do the rest of it justice, but that is at least something to build on, that it's not, you're not just passing it back and forth and back and forth. You're really moving the ball up the field against this Miami FC defense. You know, I had mentioned that they are aggressive. They want to get another goal before half. It might be an opportunity for Oakland to counter. Might be an opportunity for them to go in 2-1.
Oh, here come Miami FC again. Harrison Heath. Can't miss Granito in those neon yellow boots. Marco Franco. Back to Heath. And I think Miami FC will be quite content to keep the ball for the next 5 minutes until they can get into the locker room. No hurry to get it forward. Does come to Lloyd
nice
Sam.
Pass.
And the keeper does collect it. He's just the heavy touch there. I think it was the heavy second touch. And they restart the game quickly, and there's room here, and he's gone for goal, and Pace has missed it, and Oakland Roots do make it 2-1. Spectacular strike. Pace has completely lost it. I'm trying to get a jersey number on the goal scorer.
That was spectacularly. That was great awareness there on the part of Oakland Roots to get the ball up quickly, noticing that Pace was not necessarily in perfect position to make a play, keeping the ball under control, not skying it, not putting it in the beer garden, just putting it in the back of the net.
Well, it was a wonderful finish. And it was, I said it earlier on in the half, you know, Mark Pace is difficult when you're doing nothing for long periods of time. And he was caught out there, it slipped in.
Now it's Miami FC trying to get things back under control. They left just enough space open, and Oakland were able to take advantage.
Miami FC is going to be 3-1 before halftime. I think this is better. I think 2-0 was possibly a little unfair on the Roots. I think 2-1, one goal game is a little bit of a fairer reflection of what they've contributed to this first half.
We can confirm, Lee, that was John McInerney on the goal. So that's his 5th of the NISA Showcase fall season. Again, he is the biggest threat for Oakland, and he showed why right there.
And the assist came from keeper KG at the back. It was he raked it forward into there, and then Captain Jack took care of the rest of it. But as well as his string of saves, Gonzalez in the Roots goal now has an assist to his name as well.
Not bad for a night's work for the keeper. A couple really nice saves.
He's only halfway done, Matt.
Yes, 45 to go at least.
And that is, you know, sometimes, you know, just go direct. Get the ball down the field like Miami FC are doing here. Gonzalez wants to get his 3rd goal, I'm sure, but it's put out by Hines. 1 minute of additional time in this half. Gonzalez on the ball. Out to Brian James there. Chance maybe for one more if Miami FC can swing it in. Lloyd Sam takes on his opposite number, goes back to Brian James. Heath. Now Miami FC want to get into the locker room and have a little chat now. I don't think they're going to be too positive. Granito. Oh, here's Marco Franco. Franco with a shot. Goes wide, but not by much.
That was lashed. That was absolutely lashed. Another really hard shot for Miami FC. You know, I have to imagine Paul Dalglish obviously doesn't want his team to give up a goal, but I'm sure that gives him a nice opportunity to really get them to refocus during that halftime talk. You know, going into 2-0, not too much to complain about, although I'm sure he will be happy to point out any failings he sees. But after that goal, it should be a bit of an eye-opener. This is going to be a real 90-minute match for Miami FC.
Yeah, Paul Dalglish won't be happy with that goal conceded as the half does end. And it is Miami FC 2, Oakland Roots 1. And the teams head into the locker room. We'll have a little extended half-time. It will be about 20 minutes for half-time. Matt, what a first half. It was a very interesting half of football.
I found it interestingly because it appeared as though Oakland went through 3 different strategies. They were not static in any way. They were really making an effort. First, the very beginning of the game, they were aggressive. They were going forward and left them open at the back, gave up the first goal. They then focused more on possession in the midfield and found some success there, although as you mentioned, the fact that they weren't as aggressive in their motion really kind of limited their opportunities for scoring. They then push a little bit further back, try to build out of the back going forward, and find success with the goal, with the keeper actually being the man leading the assist there. So I think it's a team still trying to find itself a little bit, figuring out what is the key to unlock Miami FC. And again, they found some success. Miami FC, though, strategically, they do what they do. They pass the ball confidently. They move the ball left to right and up the field at the same time. No problem challenging any defense they face. And they've got 2 goals, and they've deserved 2 goals.
Yeah, we'll take a little break now, and we'll be back with you shortly.
There he is, the vet. There he is. Yes! Hey, let's go, boys. Come on, let's go. Vamos, vamos. Find a pass. Remember, hey, let's find a pass. Here we go. You look how many options you have. I mean, we're coaching, we're academy. It's been so far a great experience, definitely. I mean, we all love to share some time with the kids, and they have a great energy, and they love football. That's the most important thing, they love football. Good to go. Párala. Woo! Wow! Palo!
Winning, you or Dario?
I'm winning. I'm always winning.
I've seen some kids who have impressed me with some of their shooting abilities. I mean, there's a lot of them, so there's a lot to keep your eyes on. But I have seen a few that have surprised me, with some rocket shots.
I've seen Harrison Heath as a goalkeeper. Do you rate Harrison as goalkeeper?
Do I rate him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say he's on the lower spectrum.
No, he's terrible.
I'd say he's on the lower spectrum. More so 1, 2. Saw 1 or 2 good saves out of 20. So.
You lean back, it goes up. When you get over the ball, it stays down. Just a simple shooting drill, really, to make sure the boys are staying over the ball. A lot of them only want to use their good foot, so it's good to try and keep them on their weaker foot to practice.
Did you come out of an academy, Harrison?
I did, yeah, Norwich City Academy. So obviously you learn all the fundamentals very early, and that's what we're trying to do with these boys here. And there's a lot of talent by the looks of things.
Academies are important. I came out of an academy. We need to keep the players coming through. So it's always good whenever we can come out and the kids can see some of the players in the first team that they're trying to be one day.
Yeah, we've been doing all right. Obviously, dropped points the last couple of games, but the standards got better, so it's good for us. We're in a better competition, I think. A few games left, so looking to stay strong with the rest of the season.
In the last game, I was really proud of how the boys were fighting. It was a good team effort. The mentality that we showed, we showed in other games that we can play it nice, and we showed that we could play dirty a little bit in this game too. So you sometimes have to play dirty, a lot of the time. In your mind, not like with fouls and But you have to play angry. You have to play angry.
We haven't played in Ricardo, the stadium there, in a while, and I think we have a lot of history there, and there's been some great moments and memories that I've had in that stadium. So I'm glad to be back, and it'll be nice to see what the Western Conference has to offer. It'll be exciting to play someone over there just to get a vibe of what it's like.
I'm enjoying my time in Miami. I want another trophy though. That's the priority right now.
Alemano, gracias por venir, eh? Gran jugador, amazing. Come here, let's go. Come on, come with me. You did amazing today.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ricardo Silva Stadium on the campus of Florida International University. We are about 2 minutes away from resumption of play, the second half here between the Miami FC and Oakland Roots. Lee, it is 2-1. Miami FC with the advantage, 2 goals from Miguel Gonzalez, putting them on the board. But John McInerney coming back, giving Oakland that 1 goal, giving them a chance here in the second half. What are you most looking forward to?
I'm just looking forward to seeing how Oakland come out and approach this game in the second half, because they have that little lift of that first goal for them. And that will give them a bit of confidence to maybe try and be a little bit more positive. I think they did a good job in the first half of staying in the game, but now can they press on and make a difference in this game and maybe get an equaliser, maybe go on from there. I'm interested to see what Oakland will do in the second 45.
You know, I'm interested too, because Oakland didn't stick with a strategy. They really mixed it up as they went along in that first half, and they found success kind of playing out of the back with a long ball, long ball to McInerney from the goalkeeper, Kevin Gonzalez. Will they continue to go for that long ball? Do they have something else up their sleeve? Are Miami FC ready to counter? You know, Miami FC deserve to be up 2-1 at this point, but will Miami FC be able to keep the foot on the pedal, or will we see what we've seen before in this NISA showcase, where there's a little bit of let-off and maybe Oakland can get fully back in?
Well, again, I think when they've gone forward early, it's worked for them. So that's something they can build on. There's no point in just mixing it up for the sake of it.
Sure.
Get the ball down, get it out early, and try and hit Miami FC when they're still transitioning back into defense. Miami FC just have to keep on doing what they're doing. Yeah, it's disappointing to let in the goal, but they're still 2-1 up. And they just have to keep doing what they're doing. Keep possession, attack down the flanks, work the ball into the dangerous players in the centre. There's more goals in this game. It's just going to be interesting to see who's going to score them.
I think that's the safest prediction. I definitely foresee a little bit more scoring here in the second half, especially as substitutes get back on the field. Get on the field, I should say, providing some fresh
Matt,
legs.
just to jump in there, the
Sure.
substitutions, that's also an interesting point. We haven't seen obviously any in the first half, and we've got options on the bench for both teams. So when it gets to an hour in, when 60 minutes goes up on the clock, who's going to come into the game and who's going to try, especially for Miami FC, to really force themselves into contention for this final against Stumptown on the 9th?
That's, again, in the back of everyone's minds here. How will Miami FC finish out this 45 minutes? But what will they be doing in these 45 minutes to help them prepare for the East Coast Championship in just a few weeks' time? Miami FC against Stumptown Athletic. We'll be mentioning that again a little bit more before the end of this broadcast. But there's just so much. There's always so much interesting to see from a Miami FC broadcast. The teams are getting their last-minute notes and adjustments from their managers. Again, we're just moments away from kickoff. Lee, obviously Miguel Gonzalez for Miami FC. Anytime you get a brace in the first half, you're the star of the show. But who else for Miami FC is really standing out for you?
Lloyd Sam did really well down the left-hand side. He was getting a lot of time on the ball down there. Ariel did superbly well. I mean, he does have quiet patches, but when he gets on the ball, he's so unpredictable, Matt. You never know what he's going to do. Player to watch. The defense haven't had much to do. I mean, I think Ariel, Miguel, and Lloyd Sam probably been the standouts in the first half.
Lloyd Sam, I mentioned in the first half, but the word that I was associating is patient and comfortable. He just fit in that left-hand side, moving up and down, back and forth with ease. Was really never really challenged defensively and offensively. He seemed to have the ball on a string. So it'll be interesting to see what Lloyd's able to contribute here in the second half, as we're just, again, seconds away from kickoff here. Right behind us, Oakland Roots in the circle. We have an Oakland Roots substitution, number 23, Safin coming in. Nadir Gantu coming off. Had a really good first half, did Gantu. Fujata in, number 48. The 17, Guzman, coming off here for Oakland Roots. And we are
Matt, shut up and let's watch some soccer.
So, a second half kickoff, Oakland here having possession, working back very quickly, holding possession on that back line. Looking to see, we got a runner here right on the front side here, down the right. That might be a strategy they deployed in the first half and try to continue to use here in the second.
Well, now we've moved outside. We was inside the commentary box for the first half, and the windows were starting to mist up, which was part of the reason it was so hard to see the Oakland Roots jersey numbers. We've moved outside. we're staying out here, and we'll see what Oakland can do. Little miss kick there, but he retains possession.
That was the right idea. He had McInerney there down the right, but just couldn't quite get control of it.
That's a great looking ball by Say out, but Marco Franco is there, read it perfectly. Throw in for the Roots though.
That was a thumper. That was a loud pass across the field. He put all that he could through there. Couldn't quite connect, but Oakland retains possession.
Now, I wonder if the substitutes mean a change in system. We'll have to wait till we see the first 5 minutes of the half maybe to see. Ooh, nice little touch. Doesn't quite come off. And the captain loses it. Harrison Heath takes over, and now it's Miami on the back foot in the first minute of the second half.
Does look like Oakland is maybe pushing an additional player out of that back line forward. We had mentioned it looked like they had 5 at the back. It looks like now they're only holding 2 players back in attack, so maybe one of those 5 are kind of being nudged a little bit forward.
Lloyd Sam competing with the ball there with David Godinez Chavez. Here's Ariel Martinez. Back to Dylan Maras. Good feet from the captain. Sends it over towards, well, Granito is there, and I think it will go to Brian James. No, that's not Brian James, beg your pardon. That's Marco Franco. Streaming forward. Loses the ball there.
Looked like a freight train coming forward. He was
the Franco Express
at 100% on that run. Good to see coming right out of half.
And that's a shove in the back, and that'll be a free kick. Easiest decision the referee will have all night.
Yeah, when you're right in front of that official, it's a little bit hard for them to miss that little tiny bit of a shove in the back.
He's one of the stars of the first half, Kevin Gonzalez, the keeper. He was almost 20 yards out of his goal there. James competes well there with Godinez Chavez. He's got a nickname on the back of his shirt, which looks like it might be a bit of an easier option. I think it's Parley. Ball forwards. Nicely dealt with there. I like this change of system by Oakland. I think that they're spread a little bit more evenly across the field. And I think maybe they showed Miami FC a little too much respect in the first half by going a little bit too defensive. And this has been a bright start to the second half for them. Good ball. Jack threads it through. Brenton Griffiths is there. Comes back to him. He's got room on the right-hand side. Closed off well by Brian James. Good strength there. I think that's the substitute. And he does well to get around Brenton Griffiths, and he gets the ball across the face of goal, and it's lashed into the back of the net for Oakland Roots. A second goal for the night for Captain Jack. At the start of the second half, it's Miami FC 2, Oakland Roots 2.
Lee, that was a Jack McInerney goal, but you have to give credit to Salif Ujada. That was tremendous strength, tremendous patience, tremendous control, and when he put that ball in front of net, it was right on the money. An absolute perfect pass in, and Captain Jack makes it 2-2.
Well, I said substitutions might make a difference in this game, and he's come on and had an instant impact. And you see that in soccer all around the world, and that just shows that Oakland Roots have got quality on the bench to go to. And now we've got a tied-up game. We're back to where we started. Coming forward, here's Ariel Martinez straight away. Great intervention. I think that was Hines actually at the back, I believe.
Yes, it was the 33 Robert Hines doing a good job there. Ariel Martinez.
Your eyes are better than mine. You can see at half time. I've got the spectacles on, so Matt is my eyes.
Speaking of eyes, Ariel Martinez had his eyes for goal right there. He was a heat-seeking missile, and it was only the intervention of Hines that prevented it from being 3-2. It'll be a Miami FC corner. Looks like Dylan Mayers will be taking that corner for Miami.
Good delivery. A little bit too far. The run wasn't quite. Granito from distance doesn't quite get hold of it. Hooked over, and that'll be a goal kick.
What a start to this second half for Oakland. I mean, really good effort out of them to be able to gather themselves. You go down 2-0 against Miami, you usually aren't able to come back into it. They get that goal just before half, give them the confidence boost, and then just a beautiful bit of play to take us back to level terms.
And now we have a game of soccer, Matt.
And now you see Miami FC with a little bit of physicality. Not really a hallmark of their typical style, but maybe a bit of frustration here. You couldn't blame them. You think at 2-0, you have it salted away, but Oakland has something else to say.
Well, the whole point of Halloween and trick or treat is if you don't get your treat, you go out to a house, you might leave a few eggs on the door, and Oakland Roots are throwing a few eggs at Miami FC's doors here. Not happy with going 2 goals down, hauled themselves back into this game. And another great advertisement for the National Independent Soccer Association.
There might be an opportunity there if Jada can close. He can't, though. Good job there by Griffiths, able to just play it out of play. But it will be another Oakland throw-in. Oakland retaining possession here.
Well, whatever they brought over from Oakland for the halftime oranges, I don't know whatever they have in that part of the world, has done the trick.
It's really a citrusy battle. California and Florida both know a thing or two about oranges.
I was leading you into that one. Oh, and a little mix-up in defence. Pace has to come out. Deals with it well. Is it going to be a hat trick for McGinnery? No, Pace just about deals with it on the line.
I tell you what, Lee, Mark Pace got put in a blender. He was turned this way, that way, and the other way. He very nearly out of position, let that ball go in, put Oakland up 3-2. Just enough to keep it out, but it'll be an Oakland corner. And you can hear a little bit of discontent among the Miami faithful. They're not used to seeing their Miami FC side disoriented. They're used to, any team concedes goals, but it's a little bit disorienting what Oakland have been able to conjure up here in these first 7-8 minutes of the second half.
But it's what Roots needed to do, get in amongst them and have a go. Great corner. Griffiths heads it away, but only to the edge of the area. And still, it's the Roots, Gonzalez. And that's a good-looking ball. It was the right idea, I think is what I meant. And it comes the other way now. Miguel Gonzalez to Ariel Martinez, doing his favorite thing, running at defenders. Can't quite find the pass for Miguel. And it's the Roots again. Now we have like an end-to-end proper game of soccer going on here. The tempo has gone up a notch. The atmosphere has gone up a notch. The temperature has gone up a notch. 4 goals. Here come Miami FC. Dylan Mares, the captain, sees the angle for Lloyd Sam beautifully. Sam into the area. Lovely cross, but there's no one at the back post attacking it. And
that'll
it's
be an offside. Lee, before the kick there, we want to let you know the Miami FC would like to thank the doctors at Miami Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute for their support as the official sports medicine provider for the 2019 Miami FC season. A little bit of back and forth there. Again, now Oakland appears very settled in, Lee. This is no longer a team that's chasing. They've got their 2 goals. They have to feel like they're in the ascendancy. They have to feel like a third is coming. They can control this ball and feel confident. Confidence is such an important thing here. As Mark Pace plays that ball out of play, you're seeing maybe a lack of confidence.
Yeah, well, you set yourself up perfectly there. And Roseboom has to just, again, that's very uncharacteristic from Lance Roseboom. Such a reliable player normally. Coach Paul Bravo for the Roots out, like almost on the pitch, barking instructions to his defense there. I think Hines is instructing.
Yeah, we can hear Bravo from all the way up here. He's
probably hearing back in Oakland.
Yeah, that might be
how
true.
loud he's shouting.
That might be true.
The referee sorting something out in the penalty area here. I think it's something on the ground, maybe?
I think so. Lloyd Sam maybe grabbing something, placing it next to the net.
A little live gardening going on. Well, everyone wants to get underway apart from the referee.
Even Kevin Gonzalez there is like, let's go. Let's kick this thing. We want to play. We want 3.
With Oakland Roots having the momentum, this is probably worse for them because
Absolutely.
It just sucks that momentum and that tempo out of your game.
Yep.
But now we will get back underway with the corner kick. Close to the goalkeeper.
Yes.
Dealt with well. Martinez brings it back for Dylan Mahrez. Oh, Mahrez runs out of room. Franco gets all discombobulated at the back there, and it will come to the roots. Into the area, Griffiths deals with it, but not all the way. Roseboom is there, and Roseboom.
Lance Roseboom wanted a foul about 3 different times here, and it'll be another chance for Oakland Roots. It'll be knocked out of bounds, and Lance Roseboom's going to give it to the ref, and I think the ref might deserve it. One of those looked to be a pretty physical challenge. But, yeah, Lance is going to let him hear it. It's been a wide-open game. The referee has done a pretty good job of not being overly aggressive, but there's going to be a card right there, I think, for dissent. Absolutely, Lance Roseboom. He wanted to get his money's worth, and he said the magic word and earned himself a yellow card.
A little treat from the ref for Halloween. Got no candy, here's the yellow card. The thing about this game plan now is that I don't know if Roots can maintain this for the full 45 of this half, because they're going at it quite hard here. But they do have another corner. They will need that third goal, I think, sooner rather than later. Over into the area, and it's Griffiths there. And it was Heath that saved the corner, but it might go out for one anyway. Yeah, the assistant says corner kick.
And Miami FC want another foul. It sounded as though you could hear a boot, a cleat on a shin guard. But actually the referee's reversed his call. It's going to be a goal kick. So maybe it's a
refs hardly ever do that.
A negotiated piece. That might be the classic makeup call there. Yeah, it was a foul, but I didn't call it, but here's a goal kick. Take that and enjoy it.
And as predicted, I think that little stoppage before the corner may have been a little bit of respite for Miami FC. Martinez plays it forward. It's not too much ahead of Franco here. Mahrez on the ball again. Heath loses out on that one. And Jatta does well. This is a much better start to the half from Roots this time round. That battle between Roseboom and Jatta that is unfolding is going to be a nice little subplot to this half of soccer.
Combustible, I think, is the word that comes to mind. That could be quite combustible in the next half hour or so. It's going to be really fun to watch. You can hear, I think that's Britton Griffiths calling out to his teammates, pass and move, pass and move. Some of the classic Miami FC movement we've seen lately, it's a little bit bogged down. They appear a little bit, the word you used was discombobulated, and I think that's right on the money. They're just a little bit out of sorts, and Griffiths, and I have to imagine Dylan Mahrez as well, wants the team to get back to basics, get back to what they know, what they do, what has led them to 8 different trophies since 2016.
Here's Ariel. A little movement from Granito ahead of him. Again, choosing to do it all by himself. Shoots! And he's going to have to do a lot better to beat Kevin Gonzalez on the display he's put on tonight so far. And Gonzalez has stayed down. Maybe a bit of cramp there.
Yeah, it looked like he was reaching for his left foot. He's going to call for the medical team.
This will be another stoppage. Well, after a 100-mile-per-hour down the interstate start to this half, it's collapsed a little bit. And a chance for everyone to catch their breath.
Waiting to see if the medical team is going to come out and check on him, if he just needs, and the referee is going to signal.
Well, so is it cramp or is it something more severe? I mean, this is usually what happens. A player will come over and stretch whatever's filling up with lactic acid out. But yeah. I think he'd be in more pain if it was a tear or something like that.
We do want to let you know that this injury timeout is brought to you by Atlantic Rehab Center, the leader in sports medicine. Visit one of their facilities in Dade or Broward County. Call 305-405-0400 to make an appointment. Again, that's 305-405-0400 to make an appointment. And this is kind of a natural point for a water break, even though it is an injury timeout. Both teams coming over, getting some water, getting some coaching up. Coaches Bravo and Dalglish talking to their sides. It does appear Kevin Gonzalez did pop back up, but now he's back down again. Teammate helping him out there. doing a little bit of stretching. You have to imagine he's not going to leave this game unless, one of those legs falls off. I think they're just going to give.
I think he can still carry on with one leg and he'd be a pretty good keeper.
It is only a flesh wound. So Miami FC back out on the field now. Oakland still getting some last-minute adjustments, some last-minute hydration.
Matt, what do Miami FC have to do here?
Honestly, I think, Lee, the biggest thing for them that I'm seeing, I think their attack looks fine. I mean, it doesn't look stellar, or else they would have scored a goal here already, but it looks good. I think on defense and when their own half of the field, trying to get the ball built up, both their back line and their midfielders look as though they've taken a punch. They look a little bit out of sorts. They can't find the right players. They're spinning around trying to find the ball in some instances. This is a good opportunity for them to recenter. Remember your responsibilities. Remember what you're capable of doing. And do your job. It's as simple as that. 3 words: do your job.
Sometimes as well, when your opponent changes things up, maybe Paul Bravo has spotted something in Paul Dalglish's system that he's choosing to exploit here, and maybe Miami FC might have to shuffle things themselves. Roseboom is back there, goes back to Mark Pace. Pace under a bit of pressure from Jatta. Jatta does make the intervention, and it will be a goal kick.
I tell you what, Lee, Mark Pace looks, speaking of out of sorts, Mark Pace looks out of sorts. Nearly gave up a 3rd goal. That opportunity right there, if he just comes straight out and goes after that ball, it's an easy clearance. He might be able to make a neat little pass. Instead, he kind of hems and haws and nearly gives up wouldn't be an own goal, but basically would have been an own goal.
And Granito, the ball comes off him, and it will be a throw-in. Again, it's something you can't get really a sense of through pictures, but it's not oppressive, but it's a very humid night here. It's been kind of wet on and off all day, and the moisture's been hanging in the air. And it's amazing how that can sometimes take a yard out of your pace.
Especially as games go on. I mean, we've seen this particularly here in West Miami-Dade County, a little bit close to the Everglades, a little bit closer to what used to be former swampland and now is closer to where swampland is. It does get really sticky as the evening goes on. The temperature comes down, but the dew point goes up. And, it wears on players. I mean, it wears on us, for goodness sake.
It's a beautiful city, isn't it? Full of beautiful people, but it is ultimately built on a swamp.
Yes, it's a bit, and it is a difference between Ricardo Silva and Buccaneer Field. A little bit closer to the bay, you get bay breezes. You don't get as much stuck-in, built-in humidity. Even a few miles difference, it can really matter here in South Florida.
Meteorology with Matt Bunch. 63 minutes in, and one of these teams will have to think about maybe trying to get that 3rd goal, and I think we've reached a stage in the game where they're both a little bit happy with where they are. They're a little happy with the 2-2 scoreline. Miami FC have shipped those 2 goals, one on the other side of half-time, and now they're struggling to get the ball off the roots.
It looks like 2 players might be coming on for Miami FC in the near future. I see one is Dario Suarez, just walked back over from warm-ups, and he's putting on his jersey. And in addition, it's Maximiliano Schenfeld, number 7, recent acquisition, looking ready to come on.
Well, here's a chance for Oakland Roots. Jatta is beyond Roseboom. Jatta is doing it all by himself. Jatta! Well, he would have done well to beat Pace from that angle. Pace got that one right. Sort of the ice hockey goalkeeper stopped that one where you put your knee on the floor and stand up to it. If
Jatta had taken maybe a half touch there instead of a full touch heading in the box, he would have had a wide open opportunity, clear shot on goal. Instead, he's kind of pinned against the bar there, and it'll be a corner.
Looking at the bench, is it going to be a triple substitution? I think it's going to be Schenfeld, Chow, and Suarez.
It just might be, Lee. It just might be. It
does
look like
5 substitutions in this league. I think it was 3 initially, and then the teams agreed to allow a greater use of the benches. We'll come back to the substitutions later. Let's look at this Oakland Roots corner. And the delivery is a little bit too low down and flat, and Granito can deal with that easily.
Miami FC very far back here. After that corner, they're not going after it. They're waiting for Oakland to bring the game to them a little bit here. It's an interesting place we're at. I feel like both teams. There's an opportunity here for Dylan Morris. Nice touch.
It's always a nice touch with that young man, though. You very rarely see him do a bad touch. That's why he's one of the best players at this level in this league. In this country, I better say. And here comes the reinforcements for Miami FC.
It will be Suarez. It will be Schenfeld. And no sight of Mo Chow yet, although he did pop his jersey on, so that has to be a leading indicator that he's going to be seeing the field sooner, if not later.
Well, if Suarez is coming on, I think that maybe Miguel Gonzalez's chance of a hat-trick is going to go. This is so much better by the Roots.
It really does look like...
I say that and they give the ball away to Granito. Granito to Ariel Martinez. Martinez has Granito. Great positioning. I think that's Hines at the back. Done well there, and he's back there tracking Ariel Martinez and shepherds the ball out. Excellent play there by the young man, although Ariel goes down.
Yeah.
The referee isn't interested and will stop for the substitutions. Ariel Martinez has stayed down off the field.
I think he's going to pop back up right here. I think he wanted that foul and didn't get it, but and the Miami FC faithful wanted it too, but that was just good, solid physical defensive play there, Lee.
It is a triple substitution. Schenfeld, Suarez, and Chow for Franco, Granito, and Sam. So Schenfeld probably for Sam. Well, it might be a little change of system as well.
I think so, Lee. I think this is an aggressive play by Paul Dalglish. I think he wants that third goal, and he's putting in players that he can trust to finish in front of the net. And you can hear the Super Dario chant going up from the far side there. Always good to hear. He is another player. We talk about him a lot, Lee, a difference maker. He can produce lightning in a bottle. He is lightning in a bottle. And to be able to see him over the next 25 minutes or so to see what he can do, that should be a fun ride.
Well, Griffiths does well there to keep it in play. Here is Super Dario. And when he gets his head down that left wing, it takes a lot to keep up with him, but he goes inside. And that's Otran there, reading the game well. And the first thing Suarez does is give away a free kick.
Nice little bit of crossbar challenge there. The shot after the whistle hit right off the middle point of the crossbar. Didn't see who took it. I think it might have been Dylan Maris, actually. But
back in the day, and like only a few Miami FC fans will remember this, but when Soccer Shape was going on down here with Mason Trafford, Rhett Bernstein, and Johnny Barajo, we always used to do a crossbar challenge at the end of the game. I don't think I ever saw Johnny Barajo miss one. No, he's a quality player. New York Cosmos, Miami FC. Little bit of a chance here for Oakland Roots from distance. Jatta, well, he didn't miss by much.
Not at all. That's sometimes that's a speculative shot and it winds up 30 rows up. That one had eyes to it. That one was real close, and maybe a couple of yards further out, that might have dipped in.
He's a handful, isn't he? He's got great feet, got a great shot on him.
He has changed this game. I think it's a team effort, but coming on, it really has been a stupendous sub for Oakland Roots.
Schenfeld, first touch for him. Looks like he's gone into the left back position. Martinez. James plays it in for Mo Chow. First touch for the big centre forward. Chow back to Ariel Martinez. Dylan Mares, quite light by his standards. Out to Schenfeld, a little bit of space on the left-hand side. Good delivery. Oh, Dario loves a diving header, but the danger isn't completely gone. Well, now it is.
Lee, the Miami FC would like to thank tonight's community leader, Four Seasons Travel Services. Community leaders donate to help the Miami FC provide tickets to other organizations that work tirelessly to improve our city. To register your company as a Miami FC community leader, call 1-844-MIAMI-FC.
Schenfeld plays it long. Can't find Chow. Good feet there. Here's Dylan Mares. Dylan Mares just can't find the pass for Ariel.
You can see what they're wanting to do. You can see exactly where they want to put the ball, and just in the very last moments, they're having a tough time putting it exactly in the correct spot.
I think the difference might be, well, here's Ariel. There's no free kick for the Roots there. Dylan Mares from distance takes a deflection. Good hands from KG in the Roots goal. it's not often that Miami FC find themselves level or even behind to a team. And I think they're trying to force it a little bit too much. They're trying to get back in the lead a little bit too quickly.
I tell you what, that was a heck of a job, too, by Kevin Gonzalez. That could have very easily been 3-2 Miami FC. Backpedaling, a little bit off balance. He keeps it out and is able to gather. He's had a really impressive showing tonight.
Well, here comes Dylan Otran, spreads it out wide. Brian James out there with the attacker. Comes back to Hines. Hines inside to Say. Trying to get everyone touching the ball. Christian. That's a poor pass. And Dylan Maris is off to the races. He slips in Miguel Gonzalez. And he's just, the ball gets stuck under his feet. He goes for goal. That was a great opportunity for Miguel Gonzalez. And it's just, I think the ball needs to be a little bit more in front of him.
Lee, we got 2 subs coming on for Oakland Roots. It'll be the number 67, Devontae Dubose, coming on for the number 2, David Chavez. And it will be the number 20, Angel Heredia, coming on for the number 11 of Oakland Roots, which is Dylan Outran.
Those 2 players had good games. The number 2, David Godina Chavez, and Dylan Otran. Especially Dylan Otran kind of didn't have a lot of time on the ball in the first half. But what he did well. Coming outside means that we found the mosquitoes. That's another side effect of swamp living.
Strong goal kick there by Gonzalez. And then immediately calling out to the rest of his teammates, let him know. It's really kind of...
Oh! Wake up, Mark. I mean, there's no other way of putting it, is it? I mean, he's a fantastic professional and a great player and a lovely guy. But
he's going to want the tape of this second half to disappear. That's the only way to put it. He's very lucky. 2 big mistakes haven't really been cashed in by Oakland Roots.
Well, here's Mo Chow. Holds the ball up well for Dario Suarez. Harrison Heath takes over. Room over on the right for Brian James. James looking for Dario Suarez. And the defender and the keeper got in each other's way, but the defender did well there. Oh, lovely bit of skill by Ariel. Ariel has got Brian James, doesn't use him, and it's going to be a free kick for the foul.
Free kick in a very dangerous spot.
To the hearty satisfaction of Day Brigade and the Miami FC fans.
You can hear it. You can hear the cheer very loudly. Man, that's maybe a yard, less than a yard away from the box. That's just Ariel Martinez doing his thing. Pulling something out of nothing, making defenders be physical in order to stop any sort of more advanced movement. Really good job out of him, and he might be the one to take the free kick here.
Especially now with Granito off the field, who's the other player who can strike a good dead ball.
Yeah. What do you think? Left foot special here from Ariel, or is Dylan going to want to get in on this?
It does look a little... If he's got his foot on the ball, is he going to try... He might be like the whole roll it, stop it, shoot it thing. But that wall is going to come charging out probably as soon as the ball starts moving. There are also options at the back post. Chow is there, Roseboom, Gonzalez. Told you. It doesn't work though. It never works. Just have a go. Maybe it was an indirect free kick. Maybe it was the nature of the infringement.
Maybe. It's always fun to watch those walls try to inch and inch and inch and inch before the kick comes off.
I think they were trying to go underneath the wall. I think that was the thinking. Well, Ariel loses out there. Dealt with superbly by Brian James.
Brian James, that's confidence. That's confidence we haven't seen out of this back line in a few minutes here.
Here's Dario Suarez, checks inside, goes for goal, lashes it just wide.
Miami FC desperately want a corner. They're not going to get it. It's a quick restart from Oakland Roots, and they better hold on to those complaints for a couple moments because they got to get back down the field.
Jatta now with the ball. He's got options to his right-hand side, and it just takes one touch too many. It does find, I think this is the substitute Dubose on the ball. Comes to Jack McInnery. Finds Dubose. Dubose just needs to find a good cross here. Takes maybe a bit too much time. That is a good cross. Jatta is there, but the close attention of Roseboom. That fascinating battle going on.
Brenton Griffiths down now. It looks like in front of the goal mouth, trying to stretch it out.
It's like a classic Street Fighter battle, that Roseboom and Jatta thing. You can see them both on opposite sides of the screen with energy bars and everything, special moves.
You get the sense that there's going to be something out of that particular matchup that will lead to a winner here tonight, Lee. It seems destined.
But I think if I was going to have someone giving that guy close attention, it would be Roseboom, because he's a very reliable player.
Yes.
But here is Miami FC. Schenfeld comes forward, plays it quickly to Dario. Suarez looks up, goes across to Ariel Martinez. Brian James already overlapping. The balance of this game tipping slightly back towards Miami FC now. It's got a little bit of possession, a little bit of territory. Dario just doesn't quite get the touch on that he wanted. And it's given away by Martinez, but then he gets it back. Miguel Gonzalez in support, spreads it out wide. Comes back in to Ariel Martinez, tries to find a way through the middle, goes down, free kick.
Free kick right in front of goal. Miami FC now wants a yellow card, but I don't think they're going to get it. It's been a very loosely called game in that sense. Lee, this is somewhat that awkward position that's squarely in front of net. Sometimes players want it a little bit off to one side or the other, but this is another good opportunity here for Miami FC.
I never really buy into that, Matt. The whole thing about, maybe if it's too close, but if it's centrally placed, sometimes that gives you a little advantage as the free kick taker, because the goalkeeper has really got no idea which way you're going to go with it.
This is true. Griffiths over here on the near sideline getting some water. Again, it looked like he might have had some cramps or just some general soreness, had him down for a few seconds earlier, but he's back on the field now, ready to go.
But both the teams, Matt, haven't really taken much of a breather at any point during this game, and the game's been pretty open, so all the players have been involved. We've seen Kevin Gonzalez go down with cramp, Brenton Griffiths labouring a little bit now. Well, this one, it looks like maybe Dylan is sizing it up. Miguel Gonzalez has had a little word. And by the body language, I fancy Dylan Mares for this one. Because with the right foot, he can bend it into either corner. Goes low again, comes back out to Martinez. Martinez spreads it wide again for Brian James. Brian James floats it in. Good defending and cleared.
Lee, I don't think Dylan caught that ball exactly the way he wanted to. It was a low effort at the wall. Oof. Living on the edge is Brenton Griffiths. That water must have been something that water get him amped up, because that was very nervy, but a very confident move on his part.
Little alligator juice in there. He does that so well, Brenton Griffiths. He has that confidence and that easy style that he can play the ball like that. Dylan Mares pops up on the left-hand side. He's asking Schenfeld to make the overlap there. And again, Schenfeld, a new signing for Miami FC, still probably adapting to that style of play. Mares with Dubose in close attention. Plays it inside Gonzalez. Heath now has the ball. Runs into a...
That's going to be a foul on Harrison Heath. Just a little bit of a shove.
Ran down a dead end there, didn't he?
Yep. Nothing much in it, but it was enough to impede the Oakland player getting to that ball. Good call by the ref. Kevin Gonzalez really confident in communicating with the rest of his teammates, and he also does a little trick there of picking the ball up and giving it a little bit of a spin. Yeah. Lee, we want to let you know the Miami FC Youth Academy tryouts are coming soon. They're open to kids all ages, 4 to 17. This is your chance to join the official Miami FC Youth Academy and develop your skills while learning the game from top-level coaches in the area. Go to MiamiFC.com or call 1-844-MIAMI-FC for additional information on tryouts. Vamos, Miami. We saw some of the Youth Academy players on the field earlier tonight before the game. Good opportunity for them to get under the lights.
Yeah, that was a great idea, and it's this community focus, the avenue that the club is taking, and it must give a lift to those young players to come out and play on the field before the Miami FC professionals come out here and show them how it's done. When you're a big boy, you've made it as a professional player, which will be the dream they're all having.
Absolutely.
2 substitutions for Miami FC. Callum Chapman-Page has come on for Brenton Griffiths, who was clearly struggling. And Sean Chin is also on the field. Here's a chance, though. Dubose squares it, and Chapman-Page's first job is to avert danger in his own penalty area.
Welcome back to the show, Callum Chapman-Page. That was a critical intervention that, if he had not made it, would have led to a goal, and that's going to be a foul.
We are in for, I think, what we call a grandstand finish in this last 10 minutes. Because I think Miami FC won't want another 2-2 to their name. They want to win this game. Going into the final, the ball over the top for Sean Chin. Is the Chincher the man to do it? No, he's not. He tries to play it across goal, but he does win a corner for his team. I missed who came off for Chin. Miami FC also now out of substitutes.
Oh, Miguel Gonzalez, Lee. Miguel Gonzalez off. The hat-trick dream dies. Sean Chin, though, will be happy to fill in with a goal right here and complete it in spirit. So a little bit more communication here from the referee. He's been very, very strict here on corners with any sort of hanky-panky that might be going on inside the box.
I love a little bit of hanky-panky inside the box, I do, Matt. Anyway, here's the corner. Delivered well. Ooh, and Dario was lurking at the back post there. Chin keeps the ball. James tries to find Heath. Heath does get there. Dubose misses his kick. Heath again uses his experience there to keep the ball, keep possession. And Schoenfeld makes the right decision. Miami FC. Yeah, 7 minutes and a little bit of extras to try and find a winner. Is this going to be where it comes from? Dylan Mares beats his man, sends the ball into the area. And that was a great bit of defending by Christopher Christian again. It's been a rock at the back for the Roots.
Oakland Roots wanting a foul. There's a man down. I can't see the number, but referee not indulging it. There will be a stoppage in play, though.
Miami FC not happy that the game was stopped. Oakland not happy that either Miami didn't put the ball out or the referee didn't stop the game because I think maybe suspect head injury.
Lee, this injury timeout is brought to you by Atlantic Rehab Center, the leader in sports medicine. Visit one of their facilities in Dade or Broward County. Call 305-405-0400 to make an appointment. Looks like it is Captain Jack McInerney down on one knee right now. They're giving him the once-over to make sure he's in good shape. He did go down. Referee did not call a foul on it, but there did appear to be a little bit of contact, and they want to check and make sure everything's all right with Captain Jack.
Asking him the question now, who are you? I'm Captain Jack, scorer of goals. Dismisser of defences. I think he played for the Armada, didn't he? I think he had a spell with the Armada. The name sounds familiar.
We'll have to check that out.
So in that case, this would be a familiar part of the world for him because we had plenty of matchups against the Armada in both the NASL and the NPSL eras. And I think he's being told to leave. The field, I think, maybe for further inspection.
Lee McInerney has spells with Philadelphia Union, Montreal Impact, Columbus Crew, Portland Timbers, LA Galaxy, Indy 11, and Oakland Roots. Might have been the...
He's got a doppelganger somewhere.
Yes.
Who am I thinking of? It's a Max something who wore a number 9 who played up there.
Lee, there's about 5 minutes left now here. We're in the 85th minute of play. What do you hope to see from Miami FC?
A goal. And is it going to come here now? No, it's not. I think at this point of the game, it is going to take a mistake or a moment of brilliance to find a winner. Oakland look comfortable. Miami look comfortable. Neither team looks like it's going to make a breakthrough. Maybe the orange and blue of Miami FC are the more likely. But there's some stout defending going on there.
I tell you what, you mentioned the idea of comfort. Oakland have looked supremely comfortable since the start of the second half. They have not put 1 foot wrong this whole 45 minutes, basically. It's been Miami that have looked a little bit shaky, although that seems to have come off. That's going to be a handball on Dario Suarez. That's about as easy as they come. Not intentional, but that's an easy call for the ref to make.
It's a cliche, but it's also true that this can be a game of two halves. And that's what we've seen here today. Oakland have technically won this half 1-0, and I think that they will be very, very happy with that. They'll be happy to get out of the 305 with a point and a draw if that is what is going to happen. Roseboom has to deal with it. James, a little isolated, goes downfield for Chin. Chin forced backwards. And that's going towards Chow. Nice, lovely touch from Chow. And a ball is sent to the middle for Ariel Martinez. Can he go? Great goalkeeping. Schenfeld can't get there, and now it comes the other way for Oakland Roots. And that was Angel Herida on the ball there. Well, they've slowed it right down. Heredia again. And the Roots now give the ball away. Dylan Mares, he's got space on the left-hand side for Ariel Martinez. Ariel Martinez towards goal, cuts back inside, down in the area. I don't think there was any serious chance of a penalty there.
I don't think so either, Lee.
The crowd disagrees, but I think the referee was right.
Golazo over there on the far sideline getting the crowd all up about that call. Ariel still down in the penalty area, but yeah, I think that was just how you play. You know, sometimes there's a little bit of contact made. I don't think there was anything in that.
Well, the attendance today was listed as 872, but a great atmosphere from over there on the Knoll stand at Ricardo Silva Stadium from the Miami FC faithful who've come to enjoy this game tonight.
Lee, we do want to let you know you can cheer on your Miami FC if you want to be part of that atmosphere as Miami FC pursues a 9th trophy in 4 years. The Miami FC will host the NISA East Coast Championship at Ricardo Silva Stadium on November 9th against Stumptown Athletic. Get your tickets starting tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Well, here goes Mo Chow. Another wonderful piece of goalkeeping by Kevin Gonzalez. He's screaming at Christian there. What are you doing? And maybe that was a moment for Miami FC with a minute and a half of regular time left to play.
You know, Lee, we talk often, usually around this time in a match, of man of the match. And you've got two players on braces. I don't think either one of them gets it.
Nope.
I think it's Kevin Gonzalez.
Kevin Gonzalez, I mean, I'm here to watch the game and enjoy the game and be unbiased. No doubt Kevin Gonzalez is man of the match. And here comes Jatta against Roseboom. Roseboom, once again, gets out his special move, which is not today, son.
Jetta had so much space but had absolutely no support behind him in that turnover, and he just really didn't know what to do with it.
Martinez, can he make a bit of magic happen? He is the Magic City Mago. And he bobbing and weaving and ducking and looking for Dario Suarez. But now it's Roots who have the ball. There's no real urgency to get out of the half. Time is almost up. And again, this is a regular old-fashioned game of soccer. There's no extra time or penalties here today. That will come next week. Ariel Martinez.
That is offside.
Well, it was flagged as offside. We don't really have a good angle to tell here, but it looked like a close one.
That was off by inches. There will be 4 minutes of extra time. We just hit the 90th minute, so we got 4 minutes left in this game, Lee. You just get the sense that someone's going to try to make something happen. There's one more story. There's one more line to be written. you have to wonder which team is going to be able to do it and if they're going to be able to finish that story with a goal.
I don't know if I can see one of these teams scoring a third goal, and I was waiting until Jack had taken that shot before I finished that thought. But I think this might be the game. But yeah, man of the match, Kevin Gonzalez, no doubt. He's had a fantastic game, and he has an assist to his name, which is rare for a goalkeeper. But on the Miami FC side of things, you would give it to Miguel Gonzalez, especially the way he took that second goal. But a great team performance by the Roots. Miami FC do remain unbeaten, and that's still that stat will still carry on. Well, here's Mo Chow. Has he got something to say about this? Lays it off to Sean Chin. Chin finds Schenfeld. Schenfeld sends it in. Well, he goes for goal. Oof. It caught me by surprise. It's outside of the boot.
That was a knuckler. That was a ball that looked to be a corner and broke right at the end. Nearly got in there. Just a little bit too much pace on it, perhaps. But
in a parallel universe, this game is 3-2.
Yes.
Roseboom will get there ahead of Jata, and he finds Suarez, and Suarez with a great improvised touch. But that was great defending. I think that was Chaffin at the back there, and he did just enough. And even though he gave away the corner, which is taken quickly, Schenfeld hangs it over. And it comes to Chin, and it's in the back of the net by Sean Chin. He has come on and made the difference again and scores for Miami FC. Sean Chin at the death. Miami FC 3, Oakland Roots 2.
Lee, that's the kind of stuff that puts the hairs up on the back of your neck. 90th minute, sub coming on. There was one more line to be written. There was one more word to be said, and it appears the final word will be written by Sean Chin. Schenfeld, a strong cross, deflects out to Chin. Chin doesn't overthink it. He puts his foot on the ball and tucks it away, and it's a 3-2 lead for Miami FC.
That was great technique by the man we like to call the Chinger.
Yes.
And nerves of steel, ice running through his veins. Kept his head down, went right through the ball, and it's 3-2. And there was one more twist in this tale. Surely now as Dubose chases his ball into the corner, holds it up well, needs support. And it just breaks down there. Eladir just couldn't get on the ball. Sent forward though. Chapman Page there, Jarvis there. Well, I would have had to have changed my man of the match if he'd have got hold of that ball and hammered it into the roof of the net. But no. Well, Matt, never a dull moment with this soccer team, is it?
No, not at all. And, we were a little concerned, I think, after that first NISA Showcase match that we weren't going to get the elevation and play that we were expecting. But, man, ever since then, you have gotten the price of admission and more.
$5 to come out. It's like $1 a goal.
It's been, it's been fantastic. Every game seems to be getting better and better and better. And now Miami FC looking forward, coming off a win in just a few moments, heading into a championship match. There's just so much excitement around this club. It never seems to let up. It never seems to stop.
Sean Chin loops it into the path of Dario Suarez, who is offside. The bench are incredulous. The big smile of Brenton Griffiths is shaking his finger at his assistant over on the far side.
He's got a smile on, though. I think he knows that might be
well, is there another chance for Roots here? He just delays the play a little bit. Hines now down the left-hand side. Close attention from the defenders, but he does get it through to Jata. Gives the ball away. And that will be it here at Ricardo Silva Stadium in Miami, Florida. A fantastic game between Miami FC and Oakland Roots. It's 3-2. Miami FC get a win going into the East Coast Conference Final against Stumptown Athletic. What a game of soccer, Matt.
I tell you what, Lee, that was fun. First and foremost, we said in the pregame, this is a showcase match. What a show. Yep. Oakland Roots have nothing to be down about. Anytime you lose, obviously, you're going to be disappointed, but that was quite a show. Kevin Gonzalez puts on a show for his team, puts on a show for his city, but ultimately this Miami FC squad is too much to handle. They now go into a championship match with a championship finish. It wasn't always pretty, but they had to fight for it, and at the end, they grabbed it.
They did, and I think you're right, Matt. I think what you take away from this game, apart from that little spell in the second half, there was one team really playing good soccer, and the crowd, the players are going over to the Miami FC faithful over there and saying thank you for the support. It was just a really great way to spend a couple of hours, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and I tell you what, I think who's happiest? Paul Dalglish. Paul Dalglish gets the win, but he can go in that locker room and still tear the paint off it because he can let his guys know you were up 2-0 against a team that hasn't won a league competition match this season, and you blew that lead. Now we have to work. Now we have to put in time. Now we got to figure out how to get this victory.
Well, and credit to Oakland Roots as well. They really played their part in this game. At 2-0 down, we've seen so many teams collapse against this Miami FC side. They got themselves back into the game, and they were just undone by a lack of concentration at the end of the game. Great group, and the future's bright for them.
You know, we mentioned in the build-up, they've kind of suffered death by 1,000 paper cuts. They're not losing very much, but they're not winning at all. And, they're going to look back on this season as a missed opportunity after missed opportunity. They hung with Miami FC. They've drawn with Cal United twice. This club is better than its bottom-of-the-table position. And hopefully they go into 2020 with that in mind, that they'll be able to escalate their mentality just that little bit, be able to finish these games and not be on the receiving end of goals like that from Sean Chin instead of being where they want to be, which is on the delivering end.
Well, I think we better wrap it up, Matt. It's been a pleasure to be alongside you as always.
Absolutely, always a pleasure, and we look forward, Leah, I look forward to seeing you, and we look forward to seeing all of you out here at Ricardo Silva.